What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. Pigeons 420 here. I hope you guys are well. I hope you guys are warm, kicking it fly today, baby, because, well, it's a beautiful weekend upon us, and I noticed that the snow's starting to melt. It's getting a little nicer outside, and that means it's a great reason to smile. Got something different for you here today, guys. I've been sitting on this story for a minute. Actually, as a matter of fact, shared this on my From the Stash podcast last year in regards to our prohibition stories, and people got really excited about some of the shenanigans I've gotten myself into over the years, and I thought, you know what? What better way to share these stories than to do it here? Because why not? I've got a lot to do in the garden. I've got to take down the one tent, clean it, and I got to prep the next one. So I got a story here for you, and I think while we tell it, why not we take care of our tents at the exact same time? So let me set the stage for you guys. I'm probably about 17 at this time. I'm in the middle of trying to find myself and kind of lost. I ran away from home when I was about 16. So at this point, I'm well on my own. I'm headed to a party, and I remember that I needed to go pick up some herb. I was completely out. I was going to a party where I was actually hanging out with people that I didn't normally hang out with. People always considered me to be the pothead, and they weren't wrong, but it wasn't my normal group of people to hang with, so I was kind of seen as the outsider. So I wanted to make sure that I was bringing a little bit of herb so I could supply everybody. So I decided I was going to go to my Dilla's house, and I was going to stop by, I was going to grab a bag, and I was going to head out to the party. But as soon as I got to my Dilla's house, I realized that he had a bigger plan in store. He wanted to sit down, he wanted to chill, and he wanted to smoke. He was kind of lonely that night, and I could tell that my company was exactly what he was looking for to kind of help ease his evening. So he says, "Come on in, Bird. Come in, let's have a hoot." And I said, "Okay, sure." So he decided he was going to roll up a 2-gram J. This is by far biggest J I had ever had. I'd never had anything this big. I was still a kid. And he rolls it up. He supplies the J with this massive bag of herb that he just keeps stashed right beside the couch. Pulls it out. It's like a big pillow, something you'd sleep on in a nice comfy cabin. And he starts reaching inside, grabs himself some buds and whatnot, preps up this J, and it's a honker. It's big and it's powerful. So he lights it up, and we're passing it back and forth. And I don't know, we're say about halfway through the J, he says, "You know what? Nah, man, I'm good on that. That's all you, bro. That's all you." Being young, dumb, and full of confidence, I thought, you know what, I'm going to smoke it. I'm going to smoke it all because I've never outsmoked my Dilla before, and I feel that it's only necessary that I kind of put this notch on my belt right now. So I sit there and I'm smoking and I'm smoking and I'm smoking, and I'm so high. I'm so high. And that's when my buddy, we'll call him Chuck. That's when Chuck says, "Hey, Bird, do you mind giving me a ride to the grocery store? I got to go pick some stuff up, and I'm just curious. I don't want to walk. It's kind of cold outside." I was like, yeah, of course, no problem at all. So he seals up his big bag, puts it next to the couch. We go out, we hop into my truck, and I take him to the grocery store. Grocery store is probably about 5 blocks away. It's not a long distance away. So I drive him, and I drop him off. And as I'm driving back, I actually remember that he put that huge bag of herb right next to his couch. And it's funny because, hate to admit it, but I knew that the window on the side of his house, or it was an apartment, I knew the window, like ground level window, would be open and led right into his suite. Why I knew that would open is for another story. I decided, you know what? What better time than the present to be able to hop in his window, grab that bag, and take off. So I thought, yeah, you know what? Turned the truck in, pulled right into the same spot that I had been parked in previously. I walk across the street. I go to the side of the apartment. I slide open that basement window, and I just climbed right inside. I grabbed the big bag. I put it in my jacket. And I just walked right out the front door. Walked out, start walking up the little stairs to the apartment, and I start walking across the street. I get to my truck. I open up the door to the truck, grab this big bag out of my jacket, and I put it on the chair of the truck. As soon as I drop that bag, all of a sudden, all I hear behind me is, "Hey, Bird!" I look back. It's Chuck. "Hey, Chuck! Good to see you. What's going on?" And he's like, "What are you doing here?" I was like, I was actually just seeing if you were back. I wanted to chat for a minute." And he's like, "Oh, come on inside." And at that moment, I decided I had one of two choices. I could either leave the bag on the seat of the truck and go, or I could bring the bag and try to put it back without him noticing. I decided to do the later. I decided I would grab the bag out of the truck, slipped it into my coat, and I start walking across the street to go meet him up. I was like, yo, Chuck, yeah, I just came back. I just wanted to come check in, see if you were back yet. And he's like, you want to come inside and smoke some more weed? I was like, high as a kite. I was like, yeah, let's do it. So we walk downstairs, we walk into his apartment. He opens up the door. As he walks in the door, he immediately hangs a right to go hang, I don't know, his keys or something over by the window in the kitchen. As soon as he does that, I grab the bag, I just plop it right back down on the side of the couch, and I sit down, and I just wait for him. And I wait for him. And he comes over and he sits down beside me, grabs his bag of weed, puts it on the table, grabs a couple nuggets. He's like, you want to smoke a joint? I was like, yeah, do I want to smoke a joint? And he rolls up that joint. And man, I got so high that second joint that when I left, I went to the party that I was going to be supplying all my friends. And they're like, yo, Bird, you want to get high? You want to get high? I was like, no, I am so high right now. I just took my bag out. I just gave it to them. I was like, help yourselves, guys. Dig right in. I was so high, and I was living on cloud 9 for the very fact that I did not get busted. Things like this get you shot. And not only did I get away, I managed to smoke more weed from him than I had purchased previously to take to go to the party. So I felt like a king, but boy, let me tell you, did I feel like I was gonna die, because I thought, I'm busted. This is done. And I'm not entirely sure if I'm going to be able to walk away from this. He wasn't a big guy, but it's not the big guys you need to worry about. I always learned it's the little guys you need to worry about. Man, I am lucky. That I walked away from that. I'm also a little shit. And I'm well aware of that. I have a past that perhaps I'm not always the most proud of, but it helped curate the man that I am today. And I feel as if I've lived a tale of two lives. A lot of my friends aren't here today. They didn't make it for many reasons. And here I am. Here I sit. And I think, you know what? I don't know what I did to be able to be afforded the opportunity to continue gracing the green earth with the soles of my shoes. But what I am going to do is I'm going to try to spread a message of positivity and awareness, and I'm going to show people that no matter how dark your past might be, or how many hurdles you stumbled over, you can still come out on the other side fresh, unscathed, and one hell of a better person because of it. So no matter what you've been through, keep striving, keep pushing to be the best that you can be, and know that any mistakes that you do make on your path and on your journey are only there to help turn you into the person that we are today. So that's my story. I do want to give a huge shout out to the channel sponsors that make it possible for me to be able to tell these stories. A huge shout out to AC Infinity and Spider Farmer. If you guys noticed, the entire time I was setting up that tent, I got AC Infinity everywhere. I've got Spider Farmer everywhere. I don't use anything else. AC Infinity's got me covered, whether it's air circulation systems, whether it's the clip-on fans, whether it's their tents. These guys have got you covered. They've got the Controller Pro 69, and this thing's going to talk to you and your phone without you being anywhere near the garden. So if you go on over to acinfinity.com, use promo code PIGEONS420, save a few dollars off at checkout, but go ahead and check out some of the greatest equipment in the game. If you're looking for some of the best lights in the game, go to spiderfarmer.ca or spider-farmer.com. Use promo code PIGEONS5. You can save a few dollars off on checkout on some of the greatest lights that money's going to buy. I love these lights. I'm using the SE7000, the SE5000, and I've used pretty much every model of light other than those, and I have absolutely no complaints. Some of the best on the market. You can emulate the results that I've had here if you go to spiderfarmer.ca, and thank them for being a sponsor of today's video. As we cap, I want to thank you guys for joining me for story. I also want to mention, if you guys like this video, do me a favor, hit the thumbs up. I've got tons of stories to tell. I feel as if I've lived the life of two tales, and sometimes I wonder how I was blessed with the ability to keep on going when yet many haven't had that opportunity. Also, if you want to support the show and you want to check out some of the older content that this channel has to offer, if you go to patreon.com, check out Pigeons420, and you can find an entire catalog of videos that you won't see here on YouTube, plus new videos a couple times a week. Thank you guys so much for watching. Until next time, my friends, much love. Stay medicated, because guess what? Life's better that way.